Flooding happens in Singapore and it's very inconvenient, right? But what if Singapore was permanently flooded? You can't get home, can't get to work, can't get to school, and even meet friends. Would we have to live and travel in boats? What if being submerged was a reality? Climate change is causing sea levels to rise and is expected to be 1 meter higher over the next few decades. So, what if we do nothing about it? That might lead to flooding becoming a permanent issue every single day. Then how?
I can't take public transport to work.
那个水上来我都不会游泳，怎么办
Things are going to be more expensive. Property is going to be more expensive.
Because I stay on the 14th floor, so I hope I will be high enough to avoid that kind of tragedy.
小孩子啦，上课困难啦，老人家啦，坐轮椅也很难推啦。
Rising sea levels and weather changes destroy infrastructure, then it would definitely affect transportation systems.
I think you have to buy a boat.
Even today, there are many low-lying areas like River Valley, Tanjong Katong, Commonwealth, and Farrer Park that are vulnerable to flooding. If it's already happening now, you can imagine what will happen if we do nothing. Rising sea levels could have a huge effect on everything we do.
I want to ask you the most important thing. Our homes, are they going to be safe in the future, especially those living along the coastline?
Definitely, they will be protected. Singapore is so small. We cannot lose any inch of land to the sea. Every piece of land is valuable to us. We have to make sure that we do adequately enough to remain protected in the next 3-4 decades or so. We monitor, we review our plans. If the sea level rise is slower, voila! We have it in place and we are adequately protected. If it starts to be a bit faster, then we adjust our plans and we build higher. By doing this, we ensure that we don't over-invest in the infrastructure currently.
The coastline in Singapore is very varied. So East Coast Park is by NParks. The Tuas area is JTC because it's an industrial area. And then we have Punggol, which is HDB lah. So all these agencies, they come together. They try to find a solution that best fits their needs. PUB, they are the experts of coastal protection. So we work together on what the flood risks are and then the type of measures that can be used or deployed to protect ourselves against the rising sea levels.
What is Singapore planning to do?
We have carried out studies at the East Coast area, Jurong Island, and northwestern areas. We need to do this in phases and in batches to better design the measures that will suit the area. We must find good, innovative, sustainable, and creative ways to protect the area. That encompasses everybody's homes, your infrastructure, your amenities that everybody has grown to love to use them. When we look at the Kallang River running through Bishan Ang Mo Kio Park, it used to be just a utilitarian drain and the park was segregated from the drain. We have since converted it into a floodplain concept so that when it is not raining, you can see swaths of greenery. But of course, when the rainstorm comes, people are told to evacuate from the area to make room for the water as it flows through this floodplain.
Holland Place is a residential precinct that we are planning right now. It's intended to be a water-sensitive urban design precinct where you have more green type of canal, so we call them biosphere. It slows down the urban runoff and it also cleanses the water at the same time. So it's very massive work, a lot of coordination, a lot of time, a lot of resources.
So you have a lot of inter-agencies collaborations happening, right? How can the public get involved?
As part of the long-term plan review, we did a 1-year-long public engagement. We engaged a total of more than 15,000 people over 50 sessions.
When we are building measures in people's backyard, you need to get buy-in from them. We had discussions, had workshops, and we try to make them understand there needs to be a certain level of community resilience among them. It brought back what we call the kampong spirit. We will look out for one another in times of need and mini-crisis.
Climate change and rising sea levels are global issues. Singapore does not have enough high ground for our population to retreat to. So we must adapt. Tackling climate crisis requires the entire nation to be more aware and more resilient. So let's get involved. If you want to find out more, do check out this site.